Welcome to another edition of Divine Love Talk. Today is Monday, November 25th. It is the first day of Mercury Retrograde. I hope you guys are taking it easy. I trust that you guys are taking it easy. The Mercury retrograde will be occurring. This retrograde will be occurring through the middle of December, and then we have those 2 weeks of the shadow phase. So we should be out of this energy of retrograde around the first week of January, just in time to start our 2025 off with a bang. Understand this is a good time to relax, rest, and prepare to receive those blessings you've been calling in, those manifestations to manifest into your reality. It's a good time to review, rethink, redo. Any word that you could add the prefix RE to, it's a good time to do that, and just slow down just a little bit so you don't miss any messages that your guides are trying to show you at this time. And you know your guides are always busy trying to show you this, that, and the third, especially right before the new year as we cut to new life and all that glitters. This is your reminder that all that glitters isn't necessarily gold, and all that's gold doesn't necessarily glitter. This is not a good time to have knee-jerk reactions or jump to conclusions. This is the time where you sit with information and make sure you're seeing things clearly as possible. If this is your first time here, my name is Etta, mystic healer, intuitive, and spiritual life coach. If you're watching this on the YouTube replay, the timestamps are in the description box below. Tomorrow is the big day. We're giving away 5 of the astrology planners here on the live, so be sure you look out for that. And then anyone who makes a purchase or a donation between now and the 30th is going to be entered into that raffle to win $250. No worries, we're going to have another raffle for December. If this is your first time here, let us know where you're from and how you're doing. We're a little pressed for time as we've lost a lot of light already, but we're going to go into the general message, and then I'll check your comments, and then we'll do a love message. We won't be doing any mini readings on the live today because we just don't have the time. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this Monday, the day of the road opener, right? The first day of the business week, we should say, going back to that new life. One of the cards flew out, peace in reverse. We'll take these two. So we also have mending, come to the edge, and that was clarified by take a nap, right? I'm hearing that Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. Things are going to change for you very, very quickly. Appreciate this moment of silence. Appreciate this moment of quiet where it looks like nothing is happening because everything is going on in the background. And we've been getting that message over and over and over again. But your guides, as the year wraps up, as 2024, the year of karma wraps up, they really want you to rest, right? There's going to be a time when you're going to have to take action, but in the lull of it, as Mercury retrograde slows everything down, rest as much as possible as things are being fixed in the background. Things are being repaired in the background, right? What seemed like it was going to be far off is going to happen suddenly. If you haven't released people, places, and things that do not serve your highest and greatest good, do it. What's stopping you from doing it besides convenience, right? Besides being used to that person or that thing, right? We already did the distant horizon. Peace, official person, which is 23 and 22. Whatever doors are closing, especially in your relationships, just allow it. Process whatever grief you need to process. Go get your documents together to get that divorce. Go do what needs to be done, because some of you weren't even supposed to be in that relationship. You've been praying for your person to act right. You've been praying and have this vision of love that your person was never designed to fit. And they want to bring you that person, that love that you've been asking for in this new life, this new day that's dawning for you. But you gotta make room. And I think that's for somebody in specific, especially with the divorce part. Clarifying mending is not mending. Come to the edge is thief, and time for a nap is high honor. 24-25, things going in sequence. This is with this thief card and come to the edge, giving the energy of whatever you lost along the way, especially going to the person who needs to get a divorce or the people who need to walk away from a situation. Of course, there's going to be some loss. Of course, there's going to be some big changes when it comes to the bank accounts and the property and the this and the that. And you might feel robbed. Understand whatever you perceive as loss, and that new life is going to be returned to you multiplied, not even doubled or tripled, multiplied. So whatever you have to sign away, sign it away and know that it's going to be replaced with much, 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 much better with these high honors, right? You're going to be elevated, the person's on a pedestal, in this new life to where you've always belonged. Some of you have been accepting the bare minimum, not just from your lover, but from your friends, from your employer, from life. Now is the moment to take everything, pray for everything, receive everything that you deserve and more. Imprisonment in main female, here we go. The divine feminine, releasing those self-handicapping thoughts, those negative self-projections of themselves, that negative self-talk that kept you in a cycle for years, and some of you many years, far too long, of accepting just the bare minimum. This new life that's dawning for you, this new day that's dawning for you, is a day of freedom, is a day of being without bounds or restrictions, if you allow it, if you have the courage to walk away and lose everything in that divorce, right? Or only walk away with the shirt on your back, right? Leave that job that you've been at for the past 10, 25 years in search of greener pastures, because whatever you hear on the news, yeah, it is what it is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that because something is for the world that it applies to you. When you are called and you are chosen, the world is your oyster. You just speak things into your existence because you were made in His image. Do not forget that. Let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Let's say our hellos. Again, if this is your first time here, I'm Etta. It's only one of me. I have 2 pages, this page and my TikTok shop page. If you, that's it, right? There's a lot of imitators. I will never end up in your DMs, but I will respond to you if you hit me up. Let's see who is here. And tomorrow. Hi, Barbiana, is the big day where we give out the planners. You have to be on the live to be considered for a planner. And I'm going to let you guys know now. Usually, typically, when I'm doing the channeling, I don't look at the chat. But Spirit said they're going to tap me on the shoulder and point to a name in the chat as I'm channeling to give away those planners. Okay? Okay. Hi, Butterfly. How are you? Hi, Empress Lavania. Josie. I love it. And you are more than welcome. Hi, Cece. How are you? Boogie. How are you? Hi, Carmen. We're not doing any readings on the live today because we're short for time. I gotta run to the post office. Hi, lovely Jazz. Hi, Honeybee. Boogie. How are you? Hi, Elsie. Thank you guys for the follows and thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Praying for my dream to manifest I had like a year ago. Might seem already calling me boss, like it. Ew. Are we adding another to the list? Another one in my DJ Khaled voice. Lovely Jazz, how are you? Oh, and I keep forgetting that it's my birthday on Saturday. Loca, what do you mean you're processing? It is a magnificent Monday indeed. Well, here in New York, we're wrapping up our day. Hi, Marcy. I just got on and we jumped right into it because we don't have much time. We don't have much time at all. Miss Nicole, I'm going to email you later with your tracking info. Okay? Okay. Look, I need a nap as well. Jasenia, happy Monday. Oh, the whole family is here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? Lexi from the UK. I love it. How are you? Mars. I appreciate you. Oodles and oodles and oodles, my dear. How are you? Miss Kay Roberson. Yeah, lights, camera, action. The entire family is here. I appreciate you guys so much. Will I be doing some mini readings? I hope so. I hope so. Let's see, we get on at 11. We'll have about an hour. So we'll see how the giveaways go, right? And how much time that takes away. But I know for certain, to make up, I'm going to have to be on Wednesday. I wasn't sure if I could be, and that's still kind of up in the air, so it might be an earlier live like we did last week. So we'll see. We'll see. February Aquarian from Virginia. Nice. How's the weather by you? Hi, Naz. Happy Monday. Just in time for the love reading. Butterfly 77. Thank you. Cece. I'm glad they could find you. Hi, Spring. How are you? How are you? I love to see the regulars. I love your support. And I appreciate you spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and myself. February Aquarian, I would take 66 degrees. It's a little cooler here in New York. Oh, Naz, we're not using that word no more. We're not. A lot of divine masculines. I will tell the collective this. I don't think we've spoken on this in a while. But pretty much since 2022, that last round, or it may not even be the last round, but there's a particular group of hard-headed divine masculines that Spirit has been trying to awaken to their gifts. Not just for them to show up as the way they're supposed to in a relationship, because they're needed on the battle lines to help raise the vibration of the planet, right? To do the things that divine masculines do. But they've just been so used to doing muggle stuff, being ordinary, forgetting their magic, trying to fit in with the crowd, trying to make partner when they should be trying to get right with Spirit. But it's something about this year, I guess because it's the year of karma and Saturn working on the collective, not just the masculines, since January, right? And all these other cosmic happenings and alignments to really shake people and wake them up. This past few weeks, since like late September, those hard-headed masculines and some feminines, right, that haven't gotten the message yet, their life has been turned upside down, right? A lot of them are being brought to that breaking point, right? Because that's what's needed. They're going through their Job season, whether physically, mentally, or both, where they have to be stripped of everything for them to realize who they are and their purpose in the world. So they're not ghosting, right? We're not subscribing to that ideology. They're taking time to get to know the real them for the first time. And that, for a lot of them, right, is shocking. Imagine you're 25, 35, 45, and you're just realizing that the biggest villain in your life has been yourself. Would you want to talk to the world? Would you want to speak to anybody that makes your heart sing? Or would you want to do some muggle stuff and pretend like this is not happening? Right? Would you want to numb that out? If you woke up one day and felt something in your chest and you're like Jack Skellington and you're like, what's this? Would you want to go pursue that, considering you're trying to make partner and trying to do this and trying to do that? Or are you going to go numb it? It's far, far, far too many of us, not just the masculines, have gotten accustomed to numbing the uncomfortable things. So when you're on a spiritual journey, and they are, especially somebody like you, Nas, because you have a higher spiritual calling. So you will always bump into people, not just masculines, that have a higher spiritual calling. And if they're not up, if they're not awake at the time you guys meet, your presence will automatically shift their world and probably turn it upside down. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Let's get into a few more comments, and then we're going to get a few cards for... I look down and Desiree with the sticker. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel when it comes to the masculines, because it's like that image of somebody saying that they're drowning. Meanwhile, they're laying down in like 6 inches of water, right? And it's like, dude, if you just get up, you will be fine. When you're doing all that flailing of your arms and crying out for help, just stand up. That's all you got to do is just stand up. A lot of them are realizing that all they had to do is stand up, and it's hard, right? Imagine every loss that you've experienced was because of you and who you chose to associate with. That's a hard pill for folks to swallow, especially on a Monday. Especially right before the holidays. And that's another thing. Masculines, their innate desire is to provide. So if they're money looking funny, and a lot of them it is, because, you know, that's one of the best ways to get their attention, right? Strip them of their ability to be that provider, even if they were only providing for themselves. They're not in a good mood, right? Because we're right before the holidays. Who wants to be facing financial issues right before the holidays? This is like the worst time. But if they paid attention to all the signs and synchronicities that they've been getting since actually 2018, okay? Because the first wave of masculines, they started waking up. But it's just this stubborn group that has to stay after class and do the work. And no, you can't call your mama to get you out of this. You got to do the work. And because they put it off for so long, it's by any means necessary now. Because as a chosen one, you got to... If you have a calling, you got to show up. We have free will, yeah, but you got to show up. Hi, Auntie. I figure it fit just in time. Just in time. I'm going through the comments again. A coworker told me a lot of people at my job don't try to pursue me because they feel I'll reject. I agree. Like, can you blame them? Can you blame them? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. He just left out of nowhere. Say nothing, do nothing, almost pretend as if it didn't happen. Lights, camera, action. I'm ready for my man, my man, my man. I hear that. OPI Jade. Yes, 2024 was brutal, right? And for a lot of people, the worst of it hasn't passed yet. For most of us, the karmic action, right, reaping what we've sown, was handled in Saturn's retrograde movement. But now that that John is direct, those folks on that side of karma has it worse. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for, oh, that fell on the floor, for the collective when it comes to, love? Let's see if we could get one more. That playfulness and children, Nas, is for you and for us all. Any other messages when it comes to love? I'll take those as well. And then we'll get some from the Kipper. What else do we need to know when it comes to love? Jeez Louise. Lastly, what's the vibe when it comes to love? Ooh. They're making a mess. What else? Sheesh. Okay. Now that, okay, this is one part. This top part seems to go together. Okay, so we'll start here. That trapped remind me of Trapped in the Closet, right? You know, the series by R. Kelly. A lot of people, not just masculines, are heavy in the energy of reflection, right? Which is certainly a Mercury retrograde type of thing. Mercury retrograde slows down technology, slows down speech, and causes all these little mishaps and, for some people, mayhem, right? To cause you to sit down and reflect. And for a lot of people, they're not liking what they're seeing, right? A lot of deferred dreams, a lot of things that have been on hold for forever. This is definitely someone who feels like they're not even in the energy of feeling worthy enough or put together enough to be in a real functioning relationship. You're wondering about commitment. This is someone who hasn't even committed to themselves. Someone who can't commit to themselves and their own dreams can never, and I know they say never, but in this case, just simply cannot commit to anyone else. And you know how to point out someone who doesn't commit to themselves? It's the person that's always going to save everybody else. Always going to everybody's aid, always going to everybody's side and trying to be Captain Save a garden tool. They're now realizing and trying to do this, they failed to save themselves. Spirit is trying to get them out of this trapped energy because a lot of them, especially if they have a Gemini moon or sun, are like trapped in their thoughts and so filled with regret. This is the energy that's been coming up over the past 2 days because yesterday's reading was about the masculine being in a regret. And today's message was about someone who just thinks about their feminine all the time. All the time. Trapped, stuck, no options, unforgiveness. And this feels like they're like behind, like somebody put them in the washing machine. Right? And Spirit's like, we're showing you that because the masculine needs to clean their life up in their own way, on their own terms, in their own time. They got to put the work in with this toil and labor to fix the life that they created. Now they know that they're the villain. They're the number one villain in the story. They are the big bad wolf. They have to deal with that. They have to come to terms with that. They have to reckon with that. And it's not going to be easy. And it's not just all divine masculines, because some of y'all feminines still got some things in the closet that you need to air out and work on for you to be a good partner, right? We're not going to put this all on the masculines. It's all clarifying. Oh my God, a heart-to-heart conversation, but that came out in reverse. And we don't read these in reverse, but that does speak to it being delayed indefinitely until the person that you're thinking of, does the internal work to come to terms with who they are and who they want to become. Anything they say to you is going to be garbage anyway. So why even entertain that? Because you like the way they sound. You like their voice. I get that. But it's not, it's good. It might even be what you want to hear, but it's not really coming from their heart. It's coming from their mind because they think it's what you want to hear. If you give this person the time now, right, and you're in that playful energy with this children card, and you just let things be, and this came up in somebody's personal reading that I did earlier today. If you just let things be and let the situation play out, almost pretend like this is not happening, and hold the vision of what you know this relationship is supposed to be like, energetically, you are helping your person do that healing work. Confront their fears. Confront that man or woman in the mirror. Heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly, they got to be honest with themselves before they could come and be honest with you. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And again, if you got some things that you need to work on, Toxica, okay? We all picked up a quality or two along our journey. Nobody's immune from this type of behavior, right? We work on it and we become better people. But if you are brave enough to do the work while your person does the work, right? And there goes, this is with the toxic card, right? Drama, arguments, incompatible. If you try to move the situation along, right, because you want to hear their voice, so you're sending them their text, or, I think they need to know that I'm thinking of them, so I'm going to text them and ask them how about their day. Don't. It's bad enough they can feel your energy pulling on them, right? It's bad enough that they know they didn't show up the way that they're supposed to, right? Having you call, they're just going to look at the phone and suck their teeth. They're just going to look at the phone, roll their eyes, or have some other negative response because they're frustrated, not with you, with themselves and the life that they lived. Again, coming back to realizing that they're the biggest villain in their story. They're the reason why their life turned out the way it did. It's not an easy pill to swallow. That is not an easy thing to work through. They're figuring it out, and they need to, especially if they're an air sign, they need the space, or they have air in their big three. They need space to figure it out. Space and quiet and distant. Absence makes the heart grow fonder because it gives the mind an opportunity to settle down. Love affair. I'm just going to let y'all sit with that. Just the way it is. Maybe somebody needs to take a screenshot of that. Just the way it is. Isolation, burn bridges, isolation, epiphany, love affair, all coming out together to confirm what Spirit just said. They need this moment to be left alone because they're realizing that all the injuries they've ever endured in their life is self-inflicted. And sitting this alone, and you're sending them love and light. You're sending them love and light. and knowing that everything is working out the way it's supposed to as you get on and go on with your beautiful life. That's what sparks their epiphany. They need this moment of self-reflection. Love affair, dirty little secret, sex fix. And for some, on the down low. We're not going to get too much into that, right? Because that's a whole alleyway, another live in itself. We don't have enough sunlight for that. But that goes back to that numbing behavior, right? Coming to the realization that these wounds are self-inflicted. It's a hard pill to swallow. So of course they're going to want to numb. Who wouldn't want to numb, right? At such a devastating epiphany. So I hate to be the one to say it, but they might dibble and dabble with this one and that one and that one and this one, right? To get that fix, because they don't want to feel anything. They don't want to be attached to anything or anyone. They just want to not think of how they let themselves down. Which is not to say everybody's going to go and do this. My God, no, do not, right? But trust, however they decide to deal with this revelation that they happen upon during this season of self-reflection, during their time of isolation, the best thing to do, the best way to serve them as a helpmate is to just hold space and send them lots of love and light. They're going to be a grumpy bear. They're going to be hard on themselves. They've got to go through the 5 stages of grief. They've got to do all of that. And you stopping by with your oxtails or whatever dish that you make is really, really, really good, that's nice, but it's not helpful. Unless they requested it, then that's a different story. And during this time of them being isolated and having the epiphanies and being called to do the work on themselves, make sure you hold tight to your boundaries. Make sure you mirror their energy. Not match energy, right? We're not in the, you slept with somebody, so I'm going to sleep with someone. No, I mean, unless you could do that safely and that's what you want to do because it's your world and you have free will, then by all means do it. Make sure it's worth it, but do it, right? But if they're speaking on general terms, you speak on general terms. If they want to keep the conversation light and airy, you keep the conversation light and airy. It's not a good time to bring up, you abandoned me for the past 3 months. And no. Command your calm. Stay in your grace. And if something really pisses you off, say nothing. Excuse yourself. One of my favorite things to say is when the conversation gets too much, a personal conversation gets too much for me. I don't have the bandwidth for this right now. Can we pick this up another time? Figure something like that for yourself. And not just to use in your personal, your love relationships, but all relationships, even with your supervisor. Because that's where I picked it up from. Because she used to nag me all the time. And I had to establish boundaries and maintain them without being offensive or coming off a certain type of way. And people are always going to, there's the potential for people to take what you say the wrong way, but that's a them thing and not a you thing. The most important thing during the masculine's time of isolation and reflection is mirroring their energy as best as you can. Because some of them are going to come in hot, fast, and heavy, and you may not be ready for hot, fast, and heavy. And that's when you define your boundary and co-create the direction and timing that you want things to go. My goodness. The direction and timing that you want things to go. My goodness. High honors and concern. 33. and 25, which is 7. Talks about rewards, talks about success. If you hold the course, and this is where it gets tricky, because this is definitely one of those things that's easier said than done, because for some of you, right? You love being a helpmate. You love being a helper. You love being the one with the answers. And you are so great at it. You are so empathetic. You just know the perfect thing to say and to do and to help, which is not always helpful. What you inadvertently do, and it's not a bad thing, right? Don't stop being you. Just be mindful when you get that urge to be helpful. Is it really being helpful? Going back to the scenario of somebody drowning in 6 inches of water, right? All they have to do is get up. Not you get down and pull them up. No, they have to go through the motions of getting up themselves, right? Finances and career. Oh, glow up. As you are working on you and they are working on them, you will find things magically falling into place. And Spirit is saying magically, but just because you're holding that high vibration constantly and sending love and light to another human being, wanting the best for another human being, the universe is going to reward you with expediting those intentions manifesting into your reality, expediting those prayers manifesting into your reality. Trusting, having faith, because this is your Job season too. And if you're familiar, Job keeps coming up, right? He's been coming up in the reading over and over and over again. He lost everything, but never lost his faith. And his reward for not losing his faith was getting everything returned multiplied, right? He was even better off. That's your reward for having faith, for standing in faith, for showing love energetically. You may never speak to this person again. Get comfortable with that concept. Somebody cringed at that thought. No, baby, I need you to get comfortable with that concept. You may never speak to that person again, but that doesn't mean you shut off your heart. You keep sending them love and light, because whether they stayed in your life for a day or a decade, they assisted you along your journey, and the universe has taken notice. God has taken notice. It's written in your Akashic records that you showed up and did what you were supposed to do in this relationship. So guess what's going to come? Either this person, right? And this is also giving courthouse wedding vibes, right? Somebody coming back in and being like, you know what? I ain't got no time to wait, especially if they're older, right? We're not going to do the whole dating for 6 months, engaged for a year, married. No, now. We could do the big thing later, but the world needs to know that you're mine now and I'm yours now. Somebody needs to mark that down. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership by letting it be what it's supposed to be. Going with the flow. And for a lot of people, it's letting your person have that moment of isolation, of figuring out life, of figuring out things on their own. When you step into the energy of wanting to help them, that's great. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. Thank you for that. Sincerely, thank you. Because there's more people in the world that would rather take from you, that would rather put you in a position where you think they have your back, but they don't, right? There's more people like that in the world than there are people like you who genuinely want the best for others. And that hasn't gone unnoticed. But again, just be super duper careful on who you put that cape on for. Wait a minute. Edna said no capes. Be super careful of who you go and try to save. That felt good. I can't wait to see it on the replay. But that is the message. Malu! Hi, my dear. We got to get back on schedule. That's on my list of things to do. You take top priority, babes. So tomorrow is not going to be a day for that. More so like the first week of December. First week of December. You are most welcome, Frankie. Whatever's hurting you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, this week, as we're preparing for that new moon, do your best to let it go. Know that you've done your best. And everything is going to fall in place better than you can imagine, but you really got to surrender. And that is for the collective. That is for someone in particular, but more so for the collective. You really, really got to surrender. You really, really got to, anything that makes you pissed, upset, threatens your peace, let it go. During this season, like if you're not paying attention to what's been going on in the world and putting two and two together is something I really can't say on the live, but put two and two together and know what's going on in the world. We don't need to lean into any negative energy for now, right? There's a time and place for that. But try to stay in the light as much as possible. Now, sometimes we don't even get the luxury of having closure. It's best to not even seek it, because sometimes, I can tell you from personal experience, that closure will come. It will be Amazon primed to your lap when it's supposed to. When you really get into that energy of detachment to the point where you almost forget about the person, that's when everything literally falls into your lap. Hi, Frankie. Thank you for the bear. I like bears. I'm glad you were here, Empress. I'm really, really glad. Dominique, you have done your best. Enjoy this life. Enjoy this moment to the best you can. Go celebrate yourself today. I tell you guys that all the time. Do something to celebrate yourself. Even if it means getting a Snickers bar and eating it in the car before you go home to the children. It's okay. I won't tell anybody, right? Taking that 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, to just love on you without interruption. Now I'm going to go get a Snickers bar. Hi, Margie. You're always right on time. Desiree, you're welcome. Hi, Krista. How are you? Man's told me he's in love with me. Like, can you blame him? We still need to have that conversation. When I tell you Spirit has kept me busy. Well, thank you, Empress. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for the roses and the gifts and the follows and the likes. I appreciate it. Bandwidth is such a perfect word. Thank you. I picked up the word in grad school and never really could use it in a sentence until I started really working in my field. And I was like, oh, right, because got to take care of me first. You got to take care of you first before you can show up as anybody's helper. Hi, Queen Sugar. I like that name. The silence. That whole shading that they had going on here with the isolation card and the other cards are just like, can you get any louder? It's been 9 months since I spoke or seen him. I changed my number. I want him to pop up. Well, you set the intention. Did y'all see the screen just brighten up, Linda, so that it's going to happen, right? Toxica who? Hi, honeybee. That's why I'm focusing on me for now, and that's a lovely place to be, right? Desiree, you had a time with the stickers, huh? Oh, Wendy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Erica, oh, we got so many empresses, new empresses in the room today. I love it, I love it, I love it. Before we wrap up the live, because we're losing light, any general questions about whatever came out, life, love, spirit? Don't ask me about anybody in particular. We could do that when we are doing mini readings. But any general questions, or you want to share your thoughts, reactions, responses to whatever came out on the live today. I love it. So many empresses. Empress sisters. I love this. Oodles and oodles. Could this be about a relationship but not a romantic relationship? Of course. Right? It's very important to take the bits that resonate, because there's usually a good amount of you. Spirit will try to touch as many people as possible and give them what they need for the moment, for the day. It's always, whether you're with me or somebody else, to just take what resonates, because that's your guides giving you the heads up, like that part's for you, boo. Right? You'll know. You'll know. I'm going to buy some bracelets soon. You know, it's funny you should mention that, because I was going through stock and packing orders. I was like, we need a re-up on bracelets. We don't have that many in stock right now. Hi, Tasha. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How long I gotta sit in silence with this man? Forever? No. Is more determined on how long will the hags think that they have the final say. That's the biggest thing, right? And we could get rid of the hags, easy peasy lemon squeezy, but that's not the right thing to do, especially with folks like them and that energy. The collective energy is to basically surrender, yes, Malu, and detach. Completely, just detach. I miss you dearly, Malu. I really do. Where's the YouTube videos? We've got 2 that uploaded that I got to put the timestamps on. One refuses to upload, the one from Thursday. So Wednesday's uploaded, Friday's uploaded, Thursday I got to re-upload, and today. So all of that's going to be attempted to be squared away tonight. YouTube is not as digitally friendly as TikTok is. For good reason though. They have stricter things and more checkpoints for videos. Hi, Nashaya. How are you? I will upload the videos, Erica, on my YouTube page. The link is in the bio. And for you guys who are new here, everything you need to know about me is in the bio. I can feel him so strongly energetically, but we are on no contact. Leave it that way, right? Go back into the energy. What did they show? They showed us about sending them love and light, because if you can feel them so strongly energetically, you guys have a strong energetic cord. It's a good time to just send them lots of love and light and let them do whatever they need to do, because they're figuring out themselves and they need to do it on their terms. And don't forget these last... Spirit keeps referring to them as a bunch of hard-headed masculines. The reason why they're so hard-headed and find advice offensive, and they don't want anybody telling them what to do, is because the first half of their life was about someone telling them what to do, having them confined, having them stuck, right? And soon as they were able to, they broke free of that energy. So anything that even remotely looks, and that's called a mother wound, like that mother wound, they're going to run from. So until they can compartmentalize that that was her, this was his experience, and this is what he wants in life, until he's able to do that, he's not going to be able to show up in a way that is healthy for a relationship. But in the meantime, yeah, send them lots of love and light. If you're the type to, during your new moon intentions, you set new moon intentions for yourself, send new moon intentions, good vibes their way. Do not attempt to play with their free will or their freedom, but good vibes are accepted. Good vibes are always accepted. That hard-headedness is a defense mechanism. My loves, I gotta run. I love you dearly. Sending you all good vibes on this Monday, the 25th, which is a 7, right? And one of the message came through so strongly, right? 7 is God's number, the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 seas. We could go on and on and on about the prominence of the number 7. I would like you all to really do something special for yourself every day, period. There's no end point. Every day, whether it's 5 minutes or the whole day, right? Do something special for you. Do something special to honor the beautiful, wonderful, magical Empress, Emperor that you are. I love you all dearly. Thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and myself. If you need me, you know where to find me. Stay blessed.